Midday Kentucky cooking segment brought to you by Creative Kitchen and Bath, where you will always cook in style.
Welcome back to Midday Kentucky. Chef Allison Davis here, and I am in the Creative Kitchen and Bath's kitchen, and it is fabulous. I love cooking in here as much as I do my own kitchen because it's just so pristine, and I mean, you can see the backsplash and everything. But I am working on a recipe today that I think you're going to love for the summer. It's one of my favorites. It is chimichurri, steak chimichurri, which is typically with like flank steak, Argentinian style recipe. But what I'm going to do is kind of switch it up a little bit, and we're doing a flank steak chimichurri stir fry. So I've got the steak in here cooking a little bit, and we're going to add to this a little bit of sliced red onion, and I've got some shredded carrots just for ease. And then what I really want to do, you could add some red bell peppers, but again, I'm thinking of summer recipes, so I wanted to add in a little bit of fresh corn. And then what we're going to do is make the chimichurri sauce, which just pours all over it. Traditionally, the chimichurri sauce is made with more like a dipping sauce. It comes on the side of the steak, and it's usually one of the sauces that you might get from like a Brazilian steakhouse. In this case, we're going to use it and pour it in and then just serve it like a stir fry, which honestly I think is a little easier with the summer, just kind of throwing it all together. I'm a huge fan of one pot cooking or sheet pan suppers in the oven where everything just comes together. You know, I'm a chef by trade, but I'm still a mom, and I want ease and convenience when I'm cooking at home. So let's get into our chimichurri sauce. We're going to start with a little bit of garlic, and I'm using a food processor. That way it just comes all together and is a little faster and more convenient. So we've got some jalapeno peppers and garlic, and I also like to put a little bit of onion in with the sauce as well, and that way it can all just kind of pulse together and make like a little bit of a paste. All right, so once we have that, we're going to start in with our fresh herbs. And traditionally, your chimichurri sauce is made with parsley, you've got cilantro, and then you've got oregano, which is a little bit different from some Spanish dishes that just typically have cilantro. I think oregano is the trick here. So we're going to take our oregano leaves and just strip those off. And then finally, once we get our garlic, our herbs, and let's see, our little bit of spice from our jalapeno, we're going to add a touch of lime juice and then some red wine vinegar. Okay, so the red wine vinegar is that bit of citrus that really kind of brings it together. And again, this is more of a sauce, so we want to thin it out some. All right, we're going to pulse that together one more time. No matter what you're doing, remember always we want to season with salt and pepper. And that is just about it. We are going to finish off with a touch of lime, and then you can stretch this just like you would a traditional pesto with olive oil. So a little bit of olive oil in there and you are good to go. All right, our saute, our stir fry's coming together really nicely. I'm going to go ahead and turn our heat off on that because we don't want to overcook the steak. We want to still keep it like a nice kind of medium rare. If you get too far on your steak, it starts to get a little bit chewy, so I would recommend just kind of turning it off and letting it carry over cook, because sometimes even when you have it off the heat, it still continues to cook as it goes. So now our chimichurri sauce is coming together. We're going to pour this in, and you can just see all the fresh herbs, and that's really where the dish, you know, comes to life. All right, I'm going to stir this up, and then we're going to plate this, and we'll show you guys a finished product. But if you want to get this recipe and more, you can go to our website. Well, you can go to two places. You can go to Midday Kentucky's website at WTVQ/recipes tab, and you can find it there. Or you can find us in some of our cooking classes and other things happening at Wild Time Cooking at wildtimecooking.com. And you can also find me on Instagram at Chef Allison Davis. And we'll be right back after this short break.
Today's cooking segment was brought to you by Creative Kitchen and Bath, where you will always cook in style.